Like many of you, I've traveled this Advent season with the diocesan reflections on waiting as my daily companion. I am deeply grateful for the faith of those who've shared their stories with us. Thank you. For the sake of this final reflection, the waiting is now over. Listen again to how Luke tells the story. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go now to Bethlehem and see the thing that has taken place, which the Lord has made known to us." So they went with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the child lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known what had been told them about this child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds told them. But Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, as it had been told them. I've always been struck by the line in the Christmas story. But Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. When you set her words beside the previous verse, there is a distinction. All who heard it were amazed. It's one thing to be amazed, but we were told that Mary ponders. It's one thing to be thrilled in the moment. It is another to take that moment and toss it around in your heart and your mind, which is what the Greek word for ponder literally means. Literally to toss it around, to weigh it, to consider it, and to find meaning in it. And that is what Mary does. It's not the first time Mary has pondered. When the angel first interrupted her life, we are told she pondered what type of greeting it might be. And I kind of think her pondering went on even after that. Joseph's initial reaction to the news and his ultimate decision to join her and adopt this baby as his own. Getting out of town and that mysterious visit with Elizabeth. The song that burst from her soul. The 90-mile trek to Bethlehem. The labor. The animals. The shepherds. That's a lot to ponder. And that leads me to the question that I was given on which to reflect in this last video. Once the waiting is over, what can we joyfully proclaim? Well, one thing I joyfully proclaim is the gift of pondering. For it's that gift that has inspired each and every one of these reflections. Your reflections have helped me remember that there are as many stories of faith in our pews as people sitting in those pews. And there is a power when we share our stories. Which leads me to something else to joyfully proclaim. That is how a shared story lifts up my heart in my own waiting and encourages my own belief. Your faith strengthens my hope. I need you to help me to believe in God. And I know I'm not alone. While we wandered and wondered around in the wilderness of waiting, did we not along the way find that our hearts were warmed? Something was stirred. Something remembered. A smile emerged, a tear trickled down our cheek. And all so quietly an idea is born again in us. God is with us. The God of once upon a time is still at work in our time. God is here. God is with us. It may not be the God that we had hoped for or waited for. It may not have been a dramatic visit with an angel. It may not be the God that we've been told about or taught about. But God is here. And God is still at work in this world and in us. A lot of Episcopal clergy, when we kind of get around, we have this saying, it goes like this: well, that'll preach. It's fun and it's serious, for it points us to the ongoing and holy work of pondering. Might that be a way forward for those in the pews as much as it is for those of us in the pulpit? To ponder the moments of our days and ask ourselves, What about this moment will preach? What I mean is this: Mary's gift of pondering is meant for each of us. It moves us past the thrill of the moment into a kind of an adventure of hide and seek with God. To take time to toss around the ordinary moments and encounters of each day and how they point us to God's presence and God's power in our lives. And to share those stories. Waiting does not end with Christmas morning. In fact, waiting may just very well be a part of the human condition. Someone once wrote, "There is a God-shaped hole in the heart of everyone." Maybe that is who we are always waiting for. Merry Christmas. Be amazed. And may we also follow Mary into the mystery of pondering. For there is a more enduring good news for this day. God is with us. And the God who is at work in our lives once upon a time can be trusted to be with us in this time and every time and even beyond, now and forever. And that is something to ponder and to proclaim.